What if the world's brightest smile was not born out of luck, but out of countless nights of pain, sacrifice, and an unshakable will to rise against the odds? What if behind the dazzling lights of the stage, the thunderous screams of fans, and the picture-perfect image of Kimtaehyung of BTS lies a story of survival, heartbreak, and triumph that few have dared to imagine? Would you still see him the same way? Or would you feel even more drawn into the soul of a man who turned his scars into strength? Before you read further, ask yourself, are you ready to uncover a journey so raw, so vulnerable, and yet so inspiring that it may change the way you look at fame forever? If you are, don't just scroll past, leave your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep following the untold truths of the stars you thought you knew. Kimtaehyung's journey has always been cloaked in mystery, wrapped in beauty, and delivered through the enchanting voice and artistry that turned him into one of the most iconic figures of this generation. But when you peel back the glamorous layers, the road that carried him to victory was paved with struggles that could have broken anyone else. Born in Daegu, far from the blinding lights of Seoul's entertainment world, he was just another boy with a dream so fragile that even he sometimes questioned if it was worth holding on to. Yet, every hardship, every rejection, every moment of loneliness only sharpened his resolve. The boy who could have faded into obscurity chose instead to fight, to believe, and to transform himself into the name the world now chants with passion. There is a haunting truth to Taehyung's beginnings, one that fans often overlook in the feverish adoration of his present success. He was not discovered by chance, nor was his path paved in gold. Instead, he was a trainee who faced endless uncertainty, practicing in dim rooms with nothing but a fragile hope that tomorrow might bring a breakthrough. His family, though supportive, could not shield him from the doubts that crept into his mind when others told him he would never make it. But what makes his story striking is not the hardship itself. It is the way he turned it into art, weaving pain into lyrics, loneliness into melodies, and resilience into every step he took on stage. When BTS first debuted, Taehyung was not immediately the global phenomenon he is today. Many questioned his place, some even doubted his talent. His unique voice, deep and husky, was not what the industry at that time considered mainstream. His visuals, though now celebrated as among the most striking in the world, were initially met with skepticism. But instead of shrinking back, he leaned into his differences. He made his voice his weapon, his face his canvas, and his soul the foundation of his artistry. The very traits once criticized became the very essence of his global domination. Isn't that the ultimate revenge, turning weaknesses into the kind of strengths that no one can ignore? But victory did not come without its shadows. As BTS grew in fame, the weight on Taehyung's shoulders grew heavier. Fame brought adoration, but also relentless scrutiny. Every gesture, every word, every glance was dissected by millions. The man who loved quietly, who cherished simplicity, found himself trapped in a whirlwind of expectations. There were moments when exhaustion nearly swallowed him, moments when his health wavered, moments when his smile was questioned as real or fake. Yet, every time he fell, he stood up stronger. Behind the cameras, behind the stages, he fought invisible battles with himself. And each time he came out alive, he gifted the world with performances that could bring tears to even the coldest eyes. What is it about Kimtaehyung that makes his struggle resonate so deeply? Perhaps it is because his pain is human, relatable, and real. He has never shied away from showing vulnerability. He has wept on stage, confessed his fears, and shared his longing for comfort. In a world where celebrities often hide behind flawless masks, Taehyung chose honesty. That honesty became his power. It drew fans closer, not just to the artist, but to the man behind the artist, the boy who once played saxophone in the countryside, the young man who chased a dream others thought impossible, the human being who stumbled, hurt, and healed in front of millions. And then came the victories, the records broken, the sold-out stadiums, the magazines conquered, the brands begging for his name. Yet, even these achievements carry a deeper meaning when seen through the lens of his journey. For Taehyung, each triumph is not just a win for himself, but for every person who has ever been told they weren't enough. His presence on global stages is not just about fame, but about defying the impossible. Every accolade whispers of the nights he spent wondering if he should give up. Every cheer from fans across the globe echoes the resilience of a man who refused to quit. Still, what truly shocks the world is how, in the midst of this dizzying success, Taehyung remains grounded. He speaks often of family, of friendship, of simple joys like photography, art, and his love for animals. He's not a star who burns out in the intoxication of fame. He's a man who carefully guards his humanity, ensuring that behind the persona of the Kimtaehyung, the son, the friend, the dreamer, still lives. Perhaps this is his greatest victory, that he has not lost himself to the chaos, but has instead anchored himself in authenticity. But the story is far from over. With every chapter he writes, Taehyung continues to redefine what victory means. It is not just about awards or titles. It is about survival, healing, and giving strength to others. His struggles have become lessons. His wins have become symbols. And his presence has become a safe haven for millions of fans around the world who see themselves in his story. And isn't that the most profound form of triumph, that his life not only elevates him, but uplifts countless others? So now the question comes back to you. After knowing the blood, sweat, and tears that built the man behind the legend, can you look at Kimtaehyung and still see just another idol? Or will you see him as he truly is, a fighter, a survivor, and a victor who carries his scars like medals of honor? If his journey has moved you, don't stay silent. Leave your voice in the comments, share your story, and let the world know that victory is not about perfection, but about perseverance. Hit that like button if you believe that Kimtaehyung's struggles are proof that no dream is too big and no hardship too heavy to overcome. Subscribe if you want to continue walking with him through the battles and the wins yet to come. Because this is not just his story, it is a reflection of every dreamer who has ever dared to fight, fall, and rise again.